All right, guys, welcome. Once again, I'm Kevin,
I'm Jared.
And I'm Matt.
and this is a special. I don't know if I want to call it an episode, but a very
No,
special
interview.
interview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
special
So
interview.
here's what the deal is, and everybody knows that's in the music community what happened at Blue Ridge Rock Festival. Uh, by no means are we here to shit on anything or talk shit about anybody or anything, but we do have Waking the Sleeper with us who was there, and they can kind of tell us their experience and what happened at Blue Ridge Rock Festival from their point of view and things like that. So at that moment, we're going to go ahead and bring them in now. And ladies, welcome to the show.
Hi guys.
Hi.
How y'all?
Hey.
Good.
So you guys were there.
Yeah.
We don't, and of course, if you read the internet, nobody really knows really what the fuck happened. I mean, if you read what people are saying, some people say this happened, some people they say this happened, some people that say this happened.
Right.
But from you guys' perspective on Blue Ridge Rock Festival, what happened with you on your guys' end of everything?
Well, we were supposed to play on Sunday on the then main stage, and we were going to open the whole show at 12:30. And then we got there. Was it Thursday?
No, it was
Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Set up our camp, and we were in the artist area, and it was pretty cool because we got to be right next to Scars Remain. They were our neighbors. They're amazing guys. And then I Prevail's vehicle was just a little bit past that.
Yeah.
I Tommy knocked their windows, and then it came out, and I was like, they went that way. It was it was just a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so, but so if they're watching this now, sorry guys, it was me.
Yeah.
But
Fuck it.
And we had Oliver North over there for a while.
we did, yeah, we did. He was walking his dogs
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Nice.
yeah, that was pretty cool. He's a really down to earth guy. But I think from the band's perspective, you know, for us, we're a smaller band. This was a huge deal for us.
Mhm.
We're just breaking out as an upcoming band, and so this was a big deal for us to be able to open that stage, especially, you know. For such the lineup of this was incredible. So we were there the whole time. I mean, so we seen it from the artist perspective, what was going on kind of backstage and surrounding and things like that. And you know, Thursday was crazy. It was crazy. We decided to caveman tent it. We because our
Old school.
yeah, old school it because we thought it would be fun.
Right.
So, so we were basically all in our tents, like spread eagle, Superman style, holding up everything.
Yeah.
So we lost one tent and two tents flooded.
Yeah.
And then after that, we kind of picked up the mess and everything was pretty much okay. We didn't really have anything that was broken per se, except for one tent. It was pretty much destroyed.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Friday came and the weather subsided and Friday came and we were able to go down and mingle with a lot of the fans and people and watch the groups and things like this. And it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's so many people there. And you could tell just by the environment, because I've played Rocklahoma 3 years in a row back in 17, 18, and 19. So this was, I would say, at least double the size
Yeah.
as for people and the land mass and everything. So it was just a really cool experience. A lot of the people reminded me of the same family atmosphere as Rocklahoma did. So it was just a really cool experience to mingle with people as well. So and then on after Friday, we Saturday, we heard rumors, right, that they might cancel the rest of the weekend, and at that point we were like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Because we I mean, but we're in Virginia. Virginia's kind of like Kansas and Oklahoma. You can watch the weather how many times you want.
Yeah.
And in a split second, it's going to change on you,
Yeah.
you know? So, we know that obviously Thursday happened, you know, that's not a rumor. It did happen.
Yeah.
We were there. I think there's plenty of footage out there to show that did happen. But as for a band's perspective, we had a lot of people that were there, setting up stuff prior to, all the bands arriving. There was just, you know, some things that weren't maybe done, in a way that was sanitary. So there was a lot of issues, I think, on that side of it. And I mean, I couldn't tell you all the stories because there's so many people entailed, in the behind the scenes. But from our perspective, there was just a lot going on. And then by Saturday, we knew for sure that we weren't going to be able to play. And then at that point, it was just kind of a party was on.
Yeah.
We tried to go down and play with Heartsick and Scars Remain and another band, but they just didn't have the time to fit us on it. It would have been really cool if we would have been able to do that because, man, not having the opportunity to play in front of all those people was crazy. But even still, I found a karaoke spot. That was pretty cool. So I was still able to sing my song Greed. And somebody requested me to do like Tears Don't Fall. So my Bullet from Bounce. So it was fun. We played in front of like 100 people. So, even still, it was, I think the bigger point of Blue Ridge was kind of that family atmosphere. Yes, it is a community of metalheads and rockers, getting together and, listening to music, but it's more than that. It's a community getting together and striving together. And it's like all for one and one for all kind of attitude. And it's the same thing kind of like with Rocklahoma. So for me, it felt very at home. And everybody was so welcoming, and it was just a really cool experience on that end.
The one thing I got a kick out of just watching everything through social media, and as well as anybody else, you watch anything through social media, you're not going to get the full stories of everything.
Right.
But I saw where some of my friends were like, hey, there's a pop-up show here. There's a pop-up show here. There's a pop-up show. So outside of that area, some of the bands were able to at least create some sort of atmosphere out of that and do a pop-up show here, even if it was like 100 miles away or whatever. They were able to find a place to play, and some of the fans were able to go. And I thought that was, out of everything that was going on, I thought that was the best thing, that the fans still were there wanting something, and fans still wanted to do something. So that was really cool thing
in
too.
that pop-up show that we were trying to become a part of. There was probably like 6,000 people all congregated. Oh, it was quite
She's
a few.
exaggerating.
No, I'm not, because it was
There was a lot though.
It was a combination of two, because when we were over there talking, what I was originally talking, the next thing I see is Shinedown go flying past on carts. And then I saw Oliver North go flying past on carts. And I'm like, and everybody's like, what is going on? And they had the pop-up that was over on the raceway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to see maybe 6 or 7 songs, and I was probably as close as I am to you right now, which is the coolest thing. And of course, they had no sound. They had nothing. They literally just had their guitars. And if you weren't up really close, you weren't going to get a good hearing of it. But what everybody did was they all just kind of congregated together around that. And as they started singing, the entire area was just singing right along with them. And it was pretty phenomenal as far as just seeing the camaraderie, as far as the people that were they just wanted the music, that they wanted the experience. So
that's cool for me to hear, because like Kevin let off, like we didn't want to do this to like bash the festival or anything, and I'm glad to hear y'all's opinion of it or experience of it in that regard, because music is a community, like you said. It's like whatever the genre, the metalheads, I love festivals where it's all mixed together and you see all different crowds come together. But it is that love of music that brings everyone together, that come hell or high water, sounds like, you know, y'all got a little bit of that. You still make it happen, whether you got to drive 100 miles, whatever you said, to make another show happen, or grab some acoustics, grab some guitars. Yeah, not everybody's going to hear it, but hey, sing along, and we can show, you know, the voices of the masses, and that's what it's all about. So that's cool.
Yeah. And we drove all the way from Wichita, Kansas, to Alton, Virginia. It was we did it in 3 days, because we were like, we got to stop during the night, and but we were real excited to be a part of this. And even though, like I said, we didn't get to play that Sunday, so much good did come from it. We got to meet so many people. We went out that Saturday night and brought a bunch of merch with us that, you know, we weren't able to sell, and just gave it away. We were
There you
just
go.
like, you know, we just had signed posters and CDs and a few T-shirts, and just had a great time with people. There was one in particular I remember, and we it was just probably, I want to say, 12 people wrapped around this RV in a circle, and there was like probably 4 or 5 like acoustic guitars, and one of the guys recognized who it was and was like, "Yo, you're Raven, blah blah," and I was like, "Hey, what's on?" And I ended up singing country for the first time in my life. I'm a metal singer, but that was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Right?
It was
There
I
you
fun.
like it.
It was
There you
fun.
go.
But yeah, no, it's it's nice. It's nice to hear it, like, because I had a lot of friends that was at Blue Ridge. I had a lot of like bands that I love that I'm friends with at Blue Ridge and stuff like that. And I've heard so many mixed reviews of Blue Ridge, so it's nice to get someone else's opinion on it. You know, and you know, like Jared said, we're not here to shit on the festival or anything like that, but it's nice to get your opinion. And you know, what was your experience dealing with the organizers with that going on? How did they handle it?
Well, they didn't have any communication. We found out through our fans.
Yeah, we knew nothing about being canceled. From what I understand from Thursday, there was some damage that happened to one of the cell towers, which is why everybody, I mean, we were just,
There was a bad
It was a
service. I mean, there was
vacuum.
bad
There was-
service initially, but I think that because one of the cell towers got hit, and 2 of the stages apparently got hit,
yeah,
there was equipment that got ruined, and it was backlined. So there was just a lot of issues. It wasn't just one issue, I think, that created the reasoning behind it being canceled. I think there was just several issues of what happened that led up to the full cancellation of the last 2 days.
Yeah, we put on, you know, last year we did our first festival show. It's nowhere near as big as what they got going on there, but it gives you a perspective as to what it's like being on the other end, the promoter end of it, and it's chaos. I mean, it's crazy. And when you're dealing with the weather and you're dealing with that many people, I mean, you mentioned like the cell phone tower getting hit, but like even having like that much influx of people using the towers that are working in one concentrated area. We're from an area that has Mardi Gras, and every Mardi Gras, you know, like cell phone service is not going to work like it normally does because it's overwhelmed. There's too many people in one tiny spot. It can't keep up. So they may have been trying to send messages, or they may not have been able to get messages themselves. You know, it's
right. And we did get an email about probably, I would say, about 11 p.m. on Saturday night, and that could have been sent earlier and just didn't go through until then. So you have a good point.
Or, you know, to make that call to cancel, number one, they're losing money. They know they're going to piss people off, but then you got to balance that with everybody's safety and pissing everybody off, which is in the same, you know, boat. It's not an easy call to make.
Right.
no,
Well, I think one of the biggest things people were concerned about, and they talked about it like after the fact, was people were worried that this was going to be like Woodstock 99, you know? And, you know, I think though there was a huge difference, and you could tell it in the atmosphere of the behaviors of people. Yeah, there was people really upset, but I think it was more of that, okay, well, this happened, now what? You know? And they just came together, and we just all created something fun out of it. And even still.
And you didn't have Limp Bizkit playing break stuff. Right.
Man, that was on our stage.
That was on our stage. We were.
Or they didn't give like what 5,000-10,000 people open lit candles.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That
Yeah. I
was a
mean, there
bad-
was a few fires going on.
Oh
But-
yeah, there were.
Yeah. There was a
There were
couple
people
fires.
that were lighting things up.
Yeah.
So that did happen.
But you know, but one of the things that I can tell you is that, you know, like we were supposed to have like trash cans and things like this. There was no trash cans. If there was, there were few and far between. So I think everybody just kind of piled, you know, all their waste, you know, in front of the road, you know, just kind of in a pile, for the waste to come by and pick it up. And
Did the best they could.
yeah, they did the best, you know, and we you know,
I truly felt horribly bad for the people that had to clean it up afterwards.
Yeah, me too.
Because the carnage from the lost tents and the lost canopies and all of that. I mean, it's
can
just
only
stacks and stacks, and there was nowhere for any of that to go.
right.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I've been there on the cleanup. I'm sure because I'm over in the UK. I'm sure you've heard of Glastonbury.
Yep.
So I was a few years, well, I say a few years ago. I was like 19, 20. I was a volunteer at Glastonbury, and I was doing the cleanup afterwards, and it was hell. it was crazy,
fair.
like, but yeah. So yeah, definitely no. I feel for them people that have got to clean up these festivals afterwards, especially after something like that happens, where you know the weather takes off and you know destroys a lot of things. It's a lot of hard work for people to get back to how it was before.
Right.
So
Now we're just going to have a conversation with Mother Nature and say, look, you need to give us the weather that you gave us for Saturday and Sunday
Right.
on Thursday and Friday.
Right.
And then if you want to jack it up on Sunday when people are leaving, they're not going to care.
Right.
Yeah. Or just go inside, right, Kevin?
Right.
or just go inside.
Right.
Which
So-
sucks because
so tell us
I know-
what's the future hold for you guys with Waking the Sleeper?
Well, right now we're in the studio. We came back and we're in the studio. We're going to finish up this new album we've got called Frequencies. We've got a brand new music video out called Faden, that's on this album, and we're real excited about it. It's getting stirring a lot up right now. So we're real excited about that. And then probably due out maybe February, March maybe, and then we're planning 2 different tours for 2024, and then just go back out and try to hit the streets again. We've got a few submissions in for some other big festivals, hoping to get those in line as well, and you know, just get out there and in those bigger crowds again, and just let people know who we are.
Just keep working it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for giving us your perspective on things, and
Absolutely.
keep us in the loop on all the releases and everything you're doing.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you guys.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. There we.
That was
Hey,
a real hand account with a positive, you know, spin on things. I like that.
Yep. So, all right. Well, we will talk to you guys October 11th with the Almas, and thank you for Waking the Sleeper for joining us for this little special episode, and we'll talk to you then. Till then, see you guys.
Later.